What's going on, everybody? We're back with another BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined by Dustin, the Disciple Page. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Great. When we first met, I seen you on TV. I thought you were 6'6" and chiseled. I mean, I don't know if it was cold in Omaha, but like there was a little bit of ground shrinkage when we met in person.
Wow, that kind of hurts my feelings, but yeah, I think I'm still chiseled, right?
No, you and your people are fantastic. But yeah, you're a swole guy. But it's so weird when you see people on TV. I don't know if it's the angles that they record at. Like, oh, you're like, oh, that person's taller than I thought. But I met you, and quite a few fighters are, average people size. Like, but you see them on TV, and you're like, oh, these guys are giants. And then you meet them, and you're a normal
like, wow,
person.
This guy's a little skinny turd. I'd beat him up.
Yeah.
Hey, excuse me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some water.
Yeah, no problem. Oh my God. Oh, okay, Tyson.
There we go. All right, where were we?
Bucked up, right? I found my screensaver. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, all seriousness, what's it like? You get to you were supposed to have an okay fight on Knucklemania. Like it wasn't doing a lot for a lot of people. Now you're main eventing a huge fight. A lot of people like Angelcor. This is a monster fight. How exciting is that?
Oh, I'm very excited. To be the main event's always an honor. It's you love everything about it minus the anticipation, because I'm going to be fighting, late at night. I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's get this over with. Type deal is the anxiety you go through being the main event because you got to wait so long. But everything else, super pumped about. I love my opponent. I'm looking forward to putting on a show with Angelcor. He's definitely a legit opponent and a game dude. So, yeah, it's going to be fireworks. I guarantee it's definitely main event quality.
So I talked to him yesterday. He was a bit of not a great guy when he was younger. He was a felon. And he said he's excited that he gets to punch a cop in the face and not get charged with a felony this time.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to punch a felon in the face.
Yeah. It's great. Ex-felon. Yeah, he turned his life around. He's doing good again. But yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like a cops and robbers thing,
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Okay, everybody wants to know Bang Barn. You got a new Bang Barn. Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh, Bang Barn's awesome. So my wife and I purchased a new house, and my whole selling point on this house is because it has a 1,200 square foot pole barn in the driveway. I was like, oh my gosh, this could be my home gym. So within weeks of moving in, I contacted Zebra Athletics, ordered a bunch of mats, bags, speed bag, maze bag, heavy bags, water bags, and a bunch of grappling mats, and just outfitted the whole thing. And we called it the Bang Barn because a lot of banging goes on in that barn.
It's great that you're going to be so close to the family now. Like, it's right there.
Yeah. So obviously sometimes I travel for different sparring partners and down to Disciple MMA Academy in Virginia. But to walk out my backyard and to get a good workout in is so much nicer than traveling places.
Okay. So your last fight in Omaha, you had a pretty freakish injury. How is the jaw holding up?
Oh, baby. It's double plated each side. It's ready to rock. But yeah, that fight sucked, man. 13 seconds in the first round, just snapped it. I knew it was broke right away. It was the weirdest feeling. And it was a lot more serious than I thought. I tried finishing him in the first round because I knew the doctor would stop it, and it didn't go my way. So yeah, they rushed me to the hospital, major surgery the next day. And I'm good as new now.
Some people were saying you did it on purpose so that way you could have a private plane flight home, like because we saw you got to enjoy the private plane.
Oh yeah, that was a blessing. My friend Brooke hooked us up, and yeah, what a way home. Well, they canceled our flight without letting us know. We went to check in.
Okay.
And my wife was like, our flight's canceled, so we had no way home to our kids, and obviously they're being watched by babysitter and mixing it up with family members, but they all have jobs, so we're like, we need to get home. So yeah, it was a blessing that Brooke came through and was able to fly us home privately. So it's always good to know people.
It's kind of crazy. Like and how you get to know people and how these people come into your lives and they want to be part of your lives and help out. And it's just the kindness of people. I really like that about the fight community.
Yeah, and it's not really even related to the fight game. I mean, some of the people that came into my life was because of being fans, but I just love people, and I make a lot of friends just, being out, talking with people, and, mutual friends. And I don't know. I guess I'm a likable guy.
You aren't unlikable. Like, I wish I had gotten to hang out with your wife a bit more, but she's the person that likes to hang out in the room, while you're getting ready to fight and stuff like that. So like, but I met her. She's so nice that I just wanted to make sure I got that out there, that she's a lovely person.
Oh, she's incredible. Yes, she's the best.
Okay.
But she will not be at the fight, actually. This is one of the first she hasn't been to in a while, because it's just going to be chaotic, because we fly to Mexico the next day for vacation. So a lot of running, getting, babysitters for the kids is just be a nightmare. So she's going to be chilling in our home here, watching it live.
And she prefers that. So it actually sounds like this works better for her.
It's good for me too. I don't have to worry about her fighting somebody in the stands, especially Philly fans. She'd definitely be swinging.
I can't lie. When they were doing the Knuckle Mania, like, some of the Philly fans, I was like, I really don't like these Philly fans. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, like, they're a different breed.
Yeah, they're definitely a different breed of people. I mean, my coach / manager, Scott, he had a fight at the 2300 arena, and they were the town favorite, and he still had batteries thrown at him when they were leaving. He's like, hey, I'm here with you guys. Yeah, they're a rough bunch.
So you didn't get a fight on Knuckle Mania, but it looked like it was an incredible show. What can you tell us about? You were there, so what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, BKFC hooked me up with that horrible news that I received 10 minutes out from the hotel. But they still got me great seats to the venue, and they put on a phenomenal show, which made it really hard to swallow, like sitting there ringside and just watching this packed out Wells Fargo Center and there were like, how many knockouts that fight? It was a perfect show for Philly. Yeah, it was incredible. The only thing that hurt is just knowing that I should have been up there. But other than that, we had a great weekend. It was fun.
How quickly did Dave say, hey, I'm going to get you? Like, I mean, did he say, look, we're coming back to Philly, I want you to main event it, or did it take a little bit to work that out?
It was that day. It was awesome. Because all the BKFC staff, they felt horrible. I'm shaking everybody's hands in the lobby, and they're like, oh man, I just heard, I'm so sorry. And they saw how bummed I was, because, I had so many friends and family that invest time and money. And I'm like, oh, again, I got to tell them I'm not fighting again.
Right.
So it was rough, but they were like, hey man, we're going to get you on as soon as possible. Just hang tight. And probably 15, 20 minutes later, I get a call, and they're like, hey, we're back in Philly. We're going to make you main event. And immediately I was excited, but then I was like, oh, I'm like, when's the date? Because we leave for Mexico,
Right.
I'm like, when's the date? So they're like, let me find out. So they call back. They're like, the 21st. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. If we leave the 22nd, I'll fight, and then we'll fly out the next day. So it worked out perfectly.
Was there any talk of getting you a replacement for Knuckle Mania, or was it just too short notice?
I think they tried, but I mean, for everyone to be fight ready and to have medicals and everything ready to go last minute, it's really tough to find. I think they found a couple replacements, but they did not want to fight me. So we move on.
You're so tall. You're so huge.
Yeah, I'm 6'6" and chiseled. Like, who wants to fight that?
All right. What's the fight game plan for 2025? I mean, you're going to start off with a huge Philly card. I mean, like, are you one of those guys? They're going international. You got the big name behind you. Like, what's the plan?
Well, I'm not huge on game plans, because they always seem to just go out the window. I'm just going to stick to what I'm good at. A lot of movement, fast combos, a lot of movement. But I like to root my feet and bang too. So it could go either way. I use those first 30 seconds of the first round to feel my opponent out, try to analyze him as quick as possible, and see what's going to be most effective. So I can't give you an exact game plan, other than you'll see the route I'm taking shortly into the first round.
So again, I talked to him yesterday. He realizes that he can't like play it safe. You know, you're the hometown guy. He's coming out there. He's been off about a year, and he's going up a weight class. So he's got a lot of stuff going against him. You're clearly the favorite going into this fight. So yeah, it's one of those like, but you're not a play it safe kind of guy.
Right. Yeah. I never like to fight to not lose. You know, I want to fight and win. I want it to be an impressive win. Guys that, you know, pitter pat and run around and win an easy decision, just that doesn't excite me. And knowing that, you know, I squeak out a easy decision win is not fun for the fans, and it's not something that I'm going to be happy with. I want a dominant victory, whether it's a knockout or an impressive decision, you know, because I overwhelmed them. So regardless, win or lose, it's definitely going to be an exciting fight.
Okay, your wife said something about future plans for training upcoming fighters. Do you know anything what that means?
Uh, well, I get a lot of messages from people about training them and wanting to train here at my house, and I'm just reluctant because my schedule's so crazy with
Sure.
being a full-time cop and 3 kids. So it's hard for me to help out these younger fighters that want to come up, especially when I'm, you know, training myself for fights. I think it's going to be something a little bit down the road when I'm not fighting anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to give back to the younger fighters coming up. So that's kind of my plan.
You are a busy guy, like scheduling. And first of all, you don't schedule with Dustin. You schedule with his wife if you want to interview Dustin, because she
Exactly.
she does everything. So again, she's the best part. So if other people, if you want to schedule with Dustin, go through Jackie. But yeah, you
100%.
are a busy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's excellent at scheduling. I'll be like, hey, what are we doing uh, April 17th at 2 p.m.? She'll be like, well, we have this appointment, and she's on it. So, yeah, anytime I schedule or want to schedule something, I just text my wife, and she'll be like, yep, that's good. Go ahead. Or,
Okay.
nope, we have this. Remember, I told you 3 times. I'm like, no, I don't remember.
I was supposed to interview you for your last fight, but something came up. But your fight ended up getting scrubbed. But I got a question from Ella. Ella sent in a question. She wants to know how fast you're going to knock this guy out. Her guess is 25 and a half seconds.
My daughter, Ella,
Yeah.
25 and a half seconds. She got it down to the half second.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sissy. That would be really nice. Quick fight, uninjured, fly to Mexico. That would be a great plan. I like her mindset. But you never know. It's the fight game. You know, it could end in seconds. It could go the distance. So obviously I'm going to try for a quick knockout, but I got to be smart, not get caught. So we'll see. Hopefully I make Ella happy.
It's great when kids ask questions because like sometimes they're so off the wall. But I mean, that's a pretty. I mean, clearly she loves her dad and has faith in you.
Oh, she's the best.
It's right now. It's weird because I have my blinds down because the sun was literally coming in my face and I'm like super dark. But yeah, like I'm not super tan, but
Go ahead and sit on a phone book. I think it's just above your head right now.
right. Okay. Are you still training with the same guys? I met a couple of them out there, like Big Meat and some of your other guys. Are they you're still your main training partners?
Yeah, my Bang Barn boys are still with me. We did add another guy to the Bang Barn squad, Dan Bauer. Phenomenal, very intelligent programmer with strength and conditioning. Even my boxing training, he has his master's in kinesiology, exercise science, and he's just phenomenal when it comes to programming athletes, which is what he did primarily his whole career for college football players. So he's great. He's a great addition to the team, and I'm very thankful for him.
My question for you now is: we saw the GFL came out, and quite a few of the BKFC guys applied for that. Was that something that interests you, or you're done with MMA? You're really liking this bare knuckle?
Yeah, I miss MMA. I miss aspects of it, but I don't have the time to train in all those different martial arts and to be successful. I could hang with some of these lower level guys, but I mean, there's 18-year-old kids nowadays in MMA that's been a black belt since they were 16, and just that I don't know. Times have changed for me to be successful in MMA. I don't really have I don't think I have the body to handle it anymore. I'm getting old, man.
I was gonna say I talked to a couple guys and they said, "Look, I did a week of MMA training and I am like brutally sore and like my body does not like it anymore." So like they're really prefer the bare knuckle aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I train in one art, and that's all I have to focus on. Plus, what's more hardcore than fist fighting somebody? You know, I'm in love with this sport. I don't think I'll ever go to something else.
All right. Is there any good cops in like last time you were supposed to go stop a bank robbery, so we had something to talk about. Do you have any good stories you can share with us? I know you can't share a lot, but
yeah, I was in a shootout. There was a bank robbery, and I went in there. I forgot my gun in the car, so I had to fist fight most of them. So they're shooting at me, and I'm dodging bullets because I'm super fast. And I roll behind this counter, and somebody knocked over a stapler. So I picked up the stapler, and I beat all 6 of the bank robbers with the stapler. And then the last guy, he was kind of like the boss. He was a little far away. I couldn't like get to him, so I threw the stapler, and it hit him right between the eyes and killed him. So I'm surprised you didn't hear about it. It was all over the news.
I was sick that day, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good time, man.
Okay, the last time we talked, you had like a crazy story about fist fighting a Marine who ended up killing people later, but you said you had another pretty crazy like fight story from you when you were younger. Can you share one of those?
Did I tell you the Andy Weber story?
Like I said, the only one you told me was you fought the Marine guy who ended up killing somebody a couple months later or whatever.
Yeah, that was wild. Another great street fighting story. So we were at I'll leave some names out. I don't know if these people would be okay with me talking about it. I was at a friend's house at a party, and we're in high school, so I'm not putting out anyone's names, but I see my buddy Andy, and he's sitting on the steps, and he's like, you could tell there was something wrong with him, like he was down, and he's on his phone. And I go up, I'm like, "What's wrong, bro?" And I wasn't super close with this kid, but we were acquaintances. I'm like, "What's going on with you?" He's like, "I don't know, man. This number keeps texting me, and he wants to fight me." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I don't know. Apparently, I'm talking to his girl." I'm like, "Well, are you?" He's like, "I'm talking to this girl. I didn't know she had a boyfriend." I'm like, "Okay, well, who is he?" He's like, "Dude, I have no idea. He just wants to meet up and fight me. Apparently, he knows me." I'm like, "Does he know what you look like or anything?" This is before like Facebook was big or anything.
Sure.
He's like, I've never met him. I don't know anything about him. I doubt he knows who I am. Just my name and my number from this girl. I said, "All right, well, tell him we're going to meet at Fulling Mill Road. This is a place we used to meet for fights." He's like, "No, I can't fight this guy." I'm like, "Bro, I'll fight him for you. He doesn't know what you look like." He said, "Oh, you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he texts this guy to meet up. We all roll to the spot. And sure enough, the guy shows up with some of his friends, gets out of the
Oh no, I lost you. I think you got a phone call. Hold on. Oh, you're back. All right. So I lost you for a second. I lost you at the guy pulls up.
Okay, guy pulls up. Sorry, I had someone call me. Guy pulls
Yeah.
up. He jumps out of the car. He's like, "Which one of you mother effers is Andy Weber?" I'm like, "Me." And I beat the crap out of this guy under a different name. And then we leave and go back to the party.
I mean, you should go as Andy Weber and you could fight in another division. You know what I mean? Like maybe Andy Weber fights at 175 or 155.
Yeah. The great. It's just an awesome story because my friend terrified to fight, and I fought for him under his name.
And now that guy is terrified, and he's gonna tell people like this dude named Andy Weber beat the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Or he's gonna see me on TV and be like, "Wait, he changed his name?"
Yeah. Fight alias. All right, man. Listen, it's always great catching up with you. I no matter what happens, I hope you stay uninjured. I hope Mexico's a great time. But I like you and Angelcor both, so it's one of those like the worst part of this job is becoming friends with you fighters because I hate seeing you guys beat each other up. But I hope it's a great fight.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, and I'm sure it will be. He's a great fighter, and I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, have a great day. Thanks so much for your time, sir.
All right, Gator. See you, brother.
See you, bud.